Hello and welcome back to another episode of Attack of the B Team. My name is Classic Tim, and today we have made quite a bit of progress on the space station. So after deciding last episode, or leaving it up to you guys, I decided to go with something completely different. It was probably either going to be the sky blocks or something else, and I decided not to go with the sky blocks. And the reason for that is because the sky blocks are actually really annoying to make. They take 2 ender pearls and 6 glass and a piece of endstone for just 6 of them. So making an entire space station out of that would just not be possible. I ended up going with factory blocks. And these, if you haven't seen them, factory blocks, are really, really easy to make. It's literally just 4 iron and 4 stone, and you get half a stack of them for that. Now, I am really happy that I did this because looking at how many factory blocks I had to use to build just the section of the space station that I built, I would not have wanted to use any other block. These things are incredibly easy to make, and it still took me a long time just to get the resources for them. And I do like the way that they look. I've got them here. I ended up going with this reddish color one because I like the flatness of how it connects together like that, and I like the gold trim around them. Factory blocks have a bunch of different types of textures, they're just completely different from each other, and we're probably going to end up using quite a few of these in the actual space station. But for the main color, we're going to be using this red. It's not exactly what I think of when I think of space station. I don't really think of this type of block, but it just kind of works. You know, it's easy to make. I can make a lot of it, and I still do like the color of it. And like I said, I did work on a section of the space station already, so we can actually go ahead and look at it. And I actually connected the portal with it already, so it's actually pretty cool. Oh wait, I'm stuck in a block. Oh, okay, well, we can show you from here. So yeah, the cool thing about these enhanced portals is they can not only be really big and, you know, odd shapes like a circle like this, but they can also go horizontal. So I've actually got a huge horizontal portal here. Normally I drop in the center. I think because I jumped when I entered the portal, I entered in this block or whatever. But yeah, so we have a huge horizontal portal here, and we're definitely going to have to use the sound upgrade and probably like some sort of color upgrade or something on it, because, you know, a huge portal like that with all the particle effects and the sound, it can get pretty annoying. But now that that's gone, we can actually take a better look at the space station here. So this is kind of like the main hub area, and this is where I plan on, actually right here, putting the routed request pipe so that we can access all of our stuff. And down here in this area is where we're probably going to be putting all of our chests. Now, when I built the space station so far, I didn't really plan on where I was going to put everything. I kind of just said, let's start with the space station, and we'll see where we go with that. So I didn't totally plan out exactly where everything's going to go, but like I said, the chests will work down here. This is just the dialing device to turn back the portal on so we can get back to the overworld. And I've made these little corridors through here. We still got a little iron golem that isn't actually here. He's still in the overworld. But yeah, so if we take a look from the outside, it's starting to look a lot more like a space station. You know, I got this little round corridor that goes all the way around it. And like I said, down here, this is where their chests are going to go. I didn't totally expect this, but this is actually the lowest that you can build in space. We are at Y 40-something or 30-something down here, and this is the lowest you can build. You can't go any lower than that. And I didn't realize that when I built this. I'd prefer this was more in the center of the build, but it looks like it's going to be more at the bottom. But that's okay, because we can actually probably put a bigger ring up top to make it look more symmetrical. But yeah, I'm assuming that you can go all the way up to 256 though, so we have plenty of space to build up and all around us. So we're not really confined on space, except we can't go any lower than that, which is why I kind of tipped it off with that little pillar right there. The way that I actually did this corridor, the way I made it look so perfectly round, is with this building guide. And I can't remember if I showed this in an episode or not already, but what you can do is you can shift right click to change the shape of it, and it kind of puts like a hologram of what you want to build. So this pentagon, hexagon, octagon, sphere, and cylinder is what I used. And then you can right click on the sides here to change the size. So I think that I started with 23 by 23. That's making it smaller. I want to make it bigger. And then if we look out here, you can see that I surrounded the this wall in line with the building guide. And that covers the inner wall. And then all I did to do the outer wall was I made it a little bit bigger. So I think I did 29 by... What was wrong with this thing? 29. Now if we look, it's expanded out, and the outer wall is done. And then I just connected it in between with the same kind of style I did with here. And that gives us a really nice, perfect circle, which I'm definitely going to be using a lot in this build, because when I think of Space Station, I think of circles and cylinders and discs and all that crazy stuff. Even though it kind of contradicts what Minecraft's about, I think it looks really cool. And it definitely does. It definitely looks like a space station so far. So, like I said, I didn't actually plan out what was going where. So we kind of have these corridors here, and I'm not totally sure what we're going to put in them. We have a few different options. We can put a source of power in these, so we can kind of line the walls with dynamos and all that other crazy stuff, because we're going to need a lot of power to fuel this space station. Or what I was thinking that we're probably going to do is we can put a all of our oxygen collectors in here and just fill up these tubes with leaves, and we can put windows on the side so we can see all the leaves on the inside of it. And then we can have all of our oxygen collectors in here. We're going to need several of them because we're going to need enough oxygen to fill up our entire space station. I'm not totally sure how much that we're going to need. Like I said, I'm still kind of a rookie with Galacticraft here, but if we put a bunch of oxygen collectors all around this ring here, we should have plenty of oxygen. And even though it's not going to be totally efficient because they have a huge radius, but we only have enough space in here to do just a few leaves this way and then all along this way. But that's okay because it's going to look really cool once we're done with it, and that's really what I'm going for here. With this mod pack, everything's so overpowered you don't really have to worry about being totally efficient. But we are going to need a lot of power to power all those oxygen collectors, and then the oxygen spreaders and all that other stuff to fill up the area with oxygen, and we're going to have to do all this other stuff. And solar panels just aren't going to cut it. Those 6 solar panels, or those 5 solar panels, I think, that I had were not even enough to fuel the oxygen collector and the oxygen compressor that I had in here to fuel myself with just these oxygen tanks, because even when the oxygen collector is full, it still takes power, so it's constantly taking power, and the nights here are really long. As you can see, it's nighttime right now, which is why it's kind of dark. So there's no way we can use them, and I'm not really sure why Galacticraft made it so difficult to get power, because there's not really much you can do with it. But thankfully, we're not just playing Galacticraft, we're also playing Attack of the B-Team, and there are ways of getting power here that's pretty easy. Let's actually just go back to the overworld here, and we'll take a look at what I have planned. So you can just hop right into it like that, and you're here. I think that I'm going to make this horizontal too, so that way I can just kind of hop into this one, because like you saw, I kind of glitched into a block there. I don't think that'll happen if this one's horizontal too. I think between going from a vertical one to a horizontal one, it kind of glitches out. So we're going to use some magmatic dynamos for our power. I want to use solar panels, but like I said, it's not going to happen. These magmatic dynamos, basically you give them lava, they put out power. Quite a lot of power actually, and they're pretty easy to make. They just take some Invar. Invar is made from iron and ferrous metal, which is again all over the place. So I think I've already got the supplies to make a few of these. Yep, we got 10, and that did not take long at all. And then we're going to make a lava fabricator, which I also should have these supplies for. Right here. There we go. Now, what this lava fabricator does is it does pretty much the opposite of the magmatic dynamos. They take in power and put out lava. But the way it works is we can actually use the magmatic dynamos to power the lava fabricator. We got a zombie coming our way. We can use the magmatic dynamos to power the lava fabricator, and it will put out enough lava with the power to fill up the magmatic dynamos again. So it kind of makes like an infinite loop of power. So let's see if we can actually set this up here just a little bit. So basically we can put the lava fabricator down, and then we'll put a couple magmatic dynamos connected to it. And then we'll just need some lava. Let's see if I can grab a bucket somewhere around here. And then I actually, this portal wasn't taking me to the nether anymore, so I used this test portal I had over here just for a temporary portal to the nether. Eventually, once we get our advanced dialing devices and everything, then we can just use those portals to go to the nether too. So let's grab some lava just to kind of jump start the system, because we're going to have to use power to make power, which is pretty much the basics of this system. There we go. So once I put this in one of the magmatic dynamos is going to start producing power, which is going to start producing lava. But before I do that, let's find some fluid ducts and kill this guy before he ruins our day. We got a couple fluid ducts here. So then we'll just connect the magmatic dynamos to the lava again, or to the lava fabricator again. And then this will put power into this, which will produce lava, which will pump out through here into the magmatic dynamos, which will produce more power. So we'll just jump start it with this. So that's going to turn on, start producing power. This is going to turn on, and then you see this one turned on because it pumped lava into it. So if we look at these are now filling up with lava, and with just that one bucket of lava, we've already got both of these filled up with 4 buckets of lava, and this thing is constantly filling them. So now, here's the idea. This is a self-contained system now, but it's got excess lava. So now we have a few more dynamos sticking out here. I'm not totally sure how many it can support, but then we can just connect, well actually I don't have enough fluid ducts to put them over here, but we can just put some more magmatic dynamos up here, like that, and then see this is empty on lava now, but these are slowly filling up with lava. It's still producing enough lava to just barely contain these. Actually, we're actually getting an excess here. So as you can see, with just these two powering it, we're making enough lava to power all 5 of these magmatic dynamos. So we can have these two powering this, and then these we can collect power from. So this is pretty much completely free power, and it's super easy to set up. So what I want to do is make a bunch of these. We don't have to start out making a bunch of them, but in the space station, let's go back there. Let's see if I don't jump, what happens. I still kind of glitching a little bit. Now here's a flaw with the system though. Since I don't have this configured at all, it just defaults to 38 seconds for it turns on, and I have no way of getting out of this space station except through here. So we're going to have to make some kind of airlock or something. And I'm still going to do something with this, because we do have a corridor this way, but this is where the pipe is going to go. So maybe we can put some kind of airlock over here to get in and out, because we're not going to need too much space for the pipe. Let's go ahead and move this along. Okay, that vanished. Now, I'm going to build this up a little bit more, and then we can attach the power cells is what I want to do. So just have this come all the way up here, and then have them come off maybe 2 sides, just here and here, on this side and this side. And then we're going to have massive like cylinders that are just going to go up like this, and we're going to have like lava on the sides glowing, and that's what's going to be producing the power for the entire space station. And obviously we don't have to completely fill up the power cells right away, because we're only going to be doing a small part, but as we build on with this power, with this station, we can start filling them up more and more and more until we have tons and tons of power. So it's going to be pretty great. Okay guys, welcome back. I hope this portal's not too loud for you guys. I turned down my sound quite a bit, but we really need to get that sound upgrade in there. I put actually a little hole here so that way we can fly out. So I've got a couple of these cells set up now. We're just going to do a power cell on each side. There's still just a skeleton right now. I'm not sure how much bulk I'm actually going to put to these things, but basically this is what they're going to look like. They're just going to be a bunch of dynamos open here, and it's going to be glowing, and it's going to look really cool once the rest of the space station's done, and once these things are completely filled up. But just this number of dynamos, it's 40, so it's 10 for each of these little stacks here. It took so much metal. I'm not going to be making any more for at least a little bit until we can get some more machines set up. And this is definitely enough power for quite a while. And these one lava fabricator is more than enough to actually power all of these and all the way up here. So we're not going to have to worry about that too much. I did have to actually break some of these lava fabricators and the stuff and place them down again for it to start working. For some reason it wasn't filling up all the dynamos. Like it would stop at just a couple up. But after a couple tries, I got them all getting lava, and now they're all completely filled up, and they're filled up on power too. Now this leadstone energy conduit, this has a maximum throughput of only 80 redstone flux per tick, and these things give 80 redstone flux per tick each. So basically with this system here, we're only getting output here from one of them. So this wire is not going to stay, but I needed to put something here because to make the next tier up, which is the redstone version of this wire, which does 10,000 redstone flux per tick, which is more than enough to support all these. You need quite a few machines to do that. You need like a magma crucible, a fluid something or another, and basically I needed power to make them. So this is just temporary until I can make those, which is what we're actually going to be doing next episode. We're going to be making some machines, put them on here, upgrade these, and we'll actually probably make a tesseract too, because these take invar, and to get invar you need ferrous, and when you pulverize ferrous you get shiny metal. So I actually had to use up most of my ferrous to make these. So I got plenty of shiny metal to make a few tesseracts, so that we can just put one here and one over there, and then we can put them all throughout our space station without having to worry about running wires to everything. So we can keep it looking nice and clean. But if we go ahead and put this right here, I would like to see how much it actually puts. Like I'm pretty sure it will only work for one. It'll only go up 80 redstone flux per tick. That's going up pretty fast, but yeah, even the max input here, it's 80 redstone flux per tick, so this energy cell actually wouldn't even be able to get any more anyway. But this is definitely some nice free power that goes up really fast, so I can just plug this thing here, get some power, and then bring this in there, plug in some machines, and make the better wires and also a better energy cell. But you can see how fast this thing's filling up. It's definitely got no problem, and all these are barely taking a hit. So this is a pretty sweet way to get power. It's a little expensive, but and I think it's even a little cheaty. I don't think this is intentional to be able to produce more lava than you need for all these dynamos, because it doesn't really make sense that 2 dynamos can power the rest of these. But I don't really care because it's Attack of the B Team, and it's more fun this way. So now that that's set up, I think that before I start crafting all those machines, I'm going to want to set up my Project Red system, because crafting is just a pain when you have to search through every single chest you have for like one thing. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how to set that up. And I thought I had more chips than just one of each. I guess I made one of each on camera, and then I never made any more. So I've only got enough for one chest here, but that's going to be fine for now. So I think I'm going to be putting this right here, this routed request pipe. For now, we're just going to have it spit out on the floor, and we can pick it up. But there's this thing called the player interface, or the player something. I don't actually remember what it is, but then we can hook it up to that, and then we can actually have it pump right into our inventory. But for now, this will be fine. So I'm not totally sure how I want to do this. I've actually got a couple options. I can make the pipe come just straight down here from like here. Let's see if we can get around this and see what it looks like from the back. We can have the pipe just come straight out this way, and then down here, and then in here. And from inside here, we got plenty of room in this cell here for storage. It's not going to be like the most optimized shape because chests don't really work well in a round environment, but it'll work out. Like I said before, it doesn't have to be totally efficient. Looks are more important to me. But yeah, so this can just come down here, come straight down here, and we can just start having chests right off the bat. You know, this is a single-player world, and my multiplayer world, I definitely needed a lot more chests. But in my single-player world, I don't think there's going to be as much clutter because everything I make is just going to be stuff that I make myself. There's not going to be anyone else around. So I don't think I'm actually going to need this much space. So I can kind of just run the pipe, kind of like coming out here, and then out like this. And then if we run this down like this, we can put these iron chests, which hold more than just a normal chest, and they can be put directly next to each other. So that these can attach to this row here, and then we can put another one here, which will attach to this. Or we could even put one here and have it attached to this. So yeah, we'll have a configuration down here that we can at least have a good amount of chests, more than we need. So I'm going to actually go ahead and break this and put what we're supposed to put here, which is one of these. And this is actually going to have to be a junction pipe because it's a junction. Alright, that's connected. And just to make sure that these are set to blacklist, so that way they actually do something. I don't know why they would ever default to whitelist, because ideally you'd want it to work for everything. So now this chest should be hooked up to the system. Let me go out here and actually attach this request pipe to it and see if we can get this thing working really fast. Let's get these normal pipes. So this right here is where the chest is going to go to extract the items. So we're going to go ahead and put this right here, and then we're going to need another interface pipe because that's going to interact with the chest. And then it's going to come down like this. There we go. I don't have another chest to put here for now, so this is just going to have to be the way it is. So if I right click on this, we have to put something in the chest first if we want to see it. So let's just throw the rest of these pipes and stuff in here. Yeah, let's just throw all this junk in there. And if we right click here, there's our stuff. So, yep, it's definitely pretty easy to do. We just need to get a bunch more chips and a bunch more chests, and then we can put all of our stuff over here, and we're ready to go. So I'm just going to actually go ahead and end the episode here. I'm going to expand this Project Red system a little bit more off camera, maybe work on these cells a little bit more, make them look a little bit nicer. And next episode, we'll start connecting everything together. So I'll see you guys next time.